For our project, we're actually going to pinch and carve a Japanese-style tea bowl with a foot. So I'll make a form with a foot here. I'll actually begin the same way. I'll make the interior and just leave the bottom a little bit thick, and then I'll pinch a foot. There's many ways to do this, but this is a way of making it all from one piece of clay. So this clay here is still this thick. So here what I have is thicker clay here than here. And I'll just flip this over and begin to pinch the bottom to make a foot ring. So the definition of a foot ring is it's hollow in here. The size of the foot ring is up to you. If you have a very small foot ring, the bowl may be a little more tippy. So part of what I'm doing is pushing the clay with my thumb rather than just squeezing it. I'm coaxing the clay to go where I want it to go. That seems okay. So now that I have this started, I'll continue working on the rest of the bowl. It may be hard to reach here when this is taller. It is possible to make something all in one go and not let the clay stiffen up, especially if you start off with a modest size piece of clay. This clay is very soft, and I will be able to make it thinner, but you can see that it keeps wiggling as I pinch, which is fine. The top edge isn't perfectly level. I show you how to make it level if you need to, but many Japanese tea bowls have uneven rims. It's kind of almost like a landscape across the top of the bowl. All of these pinch marks are a texture which our glazes will reward. Our glazes change color, oftentimes over texture. Here I'm just pinching directly across, one finger to the thumb, and it's stretching the clay so the bowl is becoming wider. And I have to decide what direction I want this rim or top edge to go. If I coax it this way, I can curve the clay in, and I could also pinch it out and make the rim flare out. So there's an S curve on the side. So the clay is so soft that can still do whatever I choose. It is possible to smear like this and smooth something out or make it round, but I don't think it's really necessary with this piece. I am right-handed, so I do mostly use my right hand, but in order to give that hand a break, I can switch. It's a good idea to be able to do things with either hand in ceramics. This comes into play on the potter's wheel as well, so practice now. This is a form made from one piece of clay, which is primarily made by pinching, and it has a foot, so this meets the project criteria just like it is. I think I want to add a little more height to this, and I can't pinch this much thinner. It's about this thick right now. So I'll add a strip of clay. Now you could say, well, that's coil construction, but remember everything we do is essentially pinching anyway, so I'll pinch a strip of clay and add it right on here. I can add a strip of clay to the inside or to the outside and overlap it quite easily. It's very difficult to add a strip of clay right on top, obviously, so I'll do this. I'll put the strip of clay right on the inside here. And I can choose to leave the edge here to show, or I can pinch this until it goes away. Either way will be okay. I kind of like the double rim here. Our next project is coil construction, so one thing leads to another in this course anyway. There are lots of ways I could work from here. Of course, there's no need to slip and score because this clay is soft, and both the bowl and the new coil are the same stiffness, so all that's necessary is to squeeze them together. I do like this line, so we'll try and keep that. This clay is really soft, and I probably should just let it stiffen before I finish. But I now have something which is taller than I could reach with one hand.